continues with a slow rally. Now is going berserk. They love the action they saw. That was a brilliant rally in the last 3 rounds by Canelo Alvarez. Was it enough? The middle portion of the fight unquestionably belonged to Golovkin. And there was a moment when it appeared as though Canelo's meter had gone down. But he came back with a fury in the closing 3 rounds of the fight. They know each other very well. They sparred together a few years ago. They have become friends. Victory for either man won't destroy the friendship.
You see, Canelo started out early in this fight, in this round, with a 5-punch combination here. 5, 6, 7-punch combination, which about 5 of them landed. Then later in the round, you see Triple G come back 1, 2, 3, followed by jab, 4, 5, 6 punches of his own, 7, 8, 9 punches. So these two guys were trading back and forth all night long. Turned out to be just the fight we thought it would be, Jim. A great fight between 2 great middleweights, and it's one that we'd love to see again.
No knockdowns. No knockdowns because they both have proven chins throughout their careers. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the fight?
Okay, Jim. I got a 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4, Gennady Golovkin. You know, Jim, I thought that, Gennady was just in better physical condition. To me, in rounds, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Canelo was fading into the ropes because of the fact that he was tired. Here's it, man. 8 rounds to 4, Golovkin.
Harold, who are the 3 official judges?
Okay, Jim. Adalaide Byrd. She's been Trella from Connecticut.
Officially a draw. Well, I think a draw is a highly acceptable result. There are a lot of writers on press row, we are told, who have scored the fight a draw. 118, 110 for Canelo? No, that did not happen. That is fiction, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, a draw is a result that should be satisfying enough for boxing fans because it means we'll get to see it again.
And that's exactly what we all want.
Final CompuBox numbers. And I'm sure that neither fighter at this moment is happy with the draw. Canelo Gennady Golovkin landing 49 more punches, throwing nearly 200 more punches. Therefore, Alvarez landing at the slightly higher connect percentage. Power punches. Canelo outlands Golovkin in power shots 114 to 110 and lands at a significantly higher percentage. Gennady was missing a lot with his right hand. And at the end of the day, the edge here definitely goes to Alvarez. But then if you turn to jabs, it's an entirely different thing. As Gennady lands 53 more jabs, throws 128 more jabs, and lands at a significantly higher percentage. I personally would have felt that might have been the difference in the fight. But at the end of the day...
We're starting after the post-fight stuff. Post-fight press conference starts soon.
...will show you where these punches landed. Gennady Golovkin given credit by CompuBox for landing only 8 body shots in the fight. He may want to rethink that before the rematch. Canelo Alvarez landing 44 body shots. That was a good idea. But Golovkin landing 83 more punches than Canelo upstairs, and a lot of that margin came from the big edge in jabs by Golovkin. And now Max Kellerman stands by with both great fighters.
Gennady, you have won every professional fight you've had, most of them very easily, until tonight. What happened tonight?
Today, really big Mexican day, Independence Day. Congratulations to all my friends from Mexico.
But how was Canelo able to neutralize you, especially early in the fight, and then have success late when it looked like you had started to build a lead?
You know, he has good experience. Just I want a true fight. You know, I like Mexican style. I told you every time I have Mexican style. I want a true fight, like, you know, close distances. Just I want big drama show.
Did you get it tonight?
No, not too much. And first of all, I wanna thank you very much. You know, just my Kazakhstan fans, just who support me, just Alga Kazakhstan, Urgen Rahmet, Jigicher.
Canelo, Triple G came into this fight known for his vaunted power. Did you feel it tonight?
La verdad que no.
No, truthfully, no.
No como pensaba o como decían que tenía la pegada. La verdad que no me sorprendió nada.
No, truthfully not. Not necessarily spoke about, not what I thought. No, it really didn't surprise me.
Early in the fight, in the first 3 rounds, you were boxing very well, and then he started to come on in the middle rounds. What changed?
No, obviamente en los primeros asaltos salí a ver qué era lo que mostraba para después seguir haciendo la pelea, pero gané 7, 8 rounds de la pelea fácil.
In the first rounds, I just came out. No, not at all. To be convincing in what I already had won. That's all.
So Canelo felt that he won 7 or 8 rounds. What did you think, Gennady?
You know, today people give me, you know, draw, just my focus on boxing, just, I think, look my belts, I still champion, Max. I'm not lost, really.
You mentioned that you didn't have a big drama show today, but you came in as the aggressive fighter. His job was to counter and box you and neutralize your offense. Isn't it your job to make sure it's a drama show?
You know, this is not my fault. I'm pressure every round. I want big drama show. I want to give all people my, you know, big present. Just this is not my problem. You know, just I'm very happy today. Just I come back to Kazakhstan, you know, to my country, just, and I tell thanks to who support me.
Guys, it was a really good, crisp fight with change in momentums. In momentum, it ended in a draw. Do you want a rematch, Canelo?
Claro que sí, por supuesto que sí.
Yes, of course. Obviously, yes.
Si la gente lo quiere, hacemos la revancha.
If the people want it, yes. Draw.
And you feel you won. What about his feeling that you didn't stay there to fight him, and as a result, it wasn't dramatic enough?
Ahí estaba para pelear.
I was there to fight. I was there.
Yo hice mi pelea, siempre dije que iba a estar un paso adelante de él.
I did my fight and I always said I was going to be a step in front of him.
Gennady, do you want a rematch?
Of course I want a rematch. I wanna fight. Rematch or next fight, I wanna fight. True fight. I have my belt, just I want a champion fight.
Canelo boxed very well, especially early, and then again.
Veríamos en la segunda pelea, no, pero le volvería a ganar.
We'll see. We'll fight in the second one, but I win again anyways.
Thank you also for a terrific fight. Thank you both. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Max Kellerman.
We shouldn't be lagging. We shouldn't be lagging. Hold on, let me check. Nah, bro, ain't shit lagging on my end. Yeah, nah, ain't shit lagging. I lowered like the resolution and all that shit so we can talk. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to be here for about 2 hours or so. I can't stay on that long. I'm sick, you know. But we're going to watch the post-fight press conference. Any moderators in the chat? We're going to watch the post-fight press conference live. In my personal opinion, Golovkin won. I sat here and I watched the fight in pure, like, bliss. This has been one of the best, most rested days I ever had in my life. I thought she was in Vegas. No, I was well, let's get through the boxing first. We have to have a nice clean stream because truth be told, whether I'm in Vegas or not, I'm going to clean the fuck up on YouTube like I always do. So don't act like I still don't be getting hundreds of thousands of views and shit. So, I can't get too excited. You know, I have an ulcer. Crazy story. No, the stream is not lagging. Listen, I'm watching it right now. Who's in the chat? We're going to watch the post-fight press conference live. Oh shit, it is lagging. So what am I doing wrong? I came back from Vegas and something has been wrong. So let me clear this whole screen and let me start messing with some stuff. Let me start messing with some stuff. Something's happened. Something's happened since I came back. But in the meantime, something is happening, and I don't know what it is. And I don't want to mess with too much stuff while I'm live. So the stream health should be getting better. Let me clear. It should be slowly getting better. So what I'm going to do is I still have to put this up. So hold on, it's going to lag again for like 1 more minute, I guess. Oh no, wait, it is there. Oh, there it is. I think I found the issue. So it should be getting better. Let me just check to be sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're getting better little piece by piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave all the stuff closed on and I'm going to work from here. So I'm going to read the comments and everything from here. So in the meantime, let me put this over here. Let me put this right here. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm pulling up the chat so I can read the comments. In 1 minute. Yeah, all right, we good, right? So we should be good now, right? Is it slowly getting better? So what we're going to do is we're going to watch a few highlights. And then we're going to watch the post-fight press conference. So let me see if the post-fight press conference is starting. Now, wait a minute, I'll use this for the comments. So I got a bunch of new toys and stuff. See my new toys? I got an S10 around here somewhere too. But let me see if we can get. So how long is it? It's been about an hour or so since the fight has been over. Normally post-fight press conferences start about an hour and a half after the fighters get out the ring from the post-fight interviews and stuff. So I'm going to pull that up on the screen. Can anybody get, it's already started? Can somebody put a link in the chat? Has it already started? Damn it. Let me find it. So we're going to talk about everything about the fight. We're going to talk about the cards. Hold on. So I don't know what I did wrong, though. What did I do wrong? Like, my shit has been slow, like, over the last, like, couple of days. Hold on. So I'm thinking now that he knows what Canelo's power is, you know, the rematch might be totally different. He might just go for the knockout early. You know, you can tell he was scared at first, it seemed. Hold on, guys. Can somebody, where are you watching the press conference? Working real good. But I'm not going to do it. Hold on, I'm fixing. I'm close. I may have to do a daytime stream. We're gonna see what we can do tonight. Canelo versus GGG. We're gonna see what we can do tonight, though. Jesus, I wonder if could that been what it is? You know, like the internet. But even when I was doing like hold on. Even when I was doing videos that wasn't live, I was having issues. I've been having issues the last 2 days. You know, so where is the post-fight press conference? See, here's the thing. I'm going to have the recorded post-fight press conference. We're trying to watch it live. So where's the post-fight press conference? Damn it. Wait, let me find it. It's around here somewhere. I'm literally looking for it now. Well, maybe because maybe they won't go live until the main event comes out. That's probably they probably have the undercard, the press conference for the undercard fighters first. They do that sometimes. They do that sometimes. But are undercard fighters speaking? That's what I'm asking you. Are undercard fighters speaking? Like, if it's undercard fighters speaking, then the actual, you know, I'm eating M&Ms, and I probably shouldn't. I mean, hold on, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up until the press conference starts. I mean, if you think, you know, Canelo won, that's your opinion. I'm not going to be like, you know, oh, you're wrong, you're a son of a bitch, you know. However, I do feel this is still one of those fights that people should have brought, you know, and purchased. So I was asking, we're supposed to be watching the post-fight press conference. I'll have the recorded version, but I won't have that till later on tonight, and I'm going to be asleep. I'm asking, if anybody's watching the post-fight press conference on anybody else's other channel and they're live streaming it, I'm asking, are the undercard fighters starting? Because we're going to watch the main event post-fight press conference, and that's when they're going to start streaming, so we'll be able to watch it. Hold on, let me see. I mean, put it this way. I can see how they had it a draw, but I don't agree with the draw. I can see how some judges would have came up with that, but the biggest issue is not the draw. The biggest issue is Adalaide Byrd with that 118. Was it 118, 111 or 118, 110? How? Like, where did that come from? You know? Canelo was doing a lot of moving, and Canelo was fighting in bursts. But we talked about this. For those who have been following the channel and listening to me for all these years or whatever, we've talked about how Canelo fights in bursts. And this caught up with him because he can't do all that moving and fight at the same time. So technically, if you really look at it, in my opinion, which I'm entitled to, he was stealing rounds, was he not? Was he not stealing rounds? What I'm asking you is, at that post-fight press conference that you're watching, is it the undercard fighters talking? Because they're not going to start the stream. The stream that we'll be able to watch is going to be for the main event fighters only. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't be eating these. Yeah, 118, 110 is insane. At one point in time, Golovkin was literally chasing the highlights. Golovkin is weak, and we're going to talk about it though. But let me get you guys a couple of highlights.
Triple G.
Yeah, it was. That right hand back by Canelo.
The champions do when they get hit.
You know it.
Right to left by Golovkin.
Again, that little left.
Golovkin much more comfortable now. Stepping inside and throwing power punches. This is what he didn't do in the first 3 rounds. Gennady Golovkin appears in round 4 to have finally arrived in the building.
That's right, Jim. Well put. A little mouse, it looks like, under Canelo. That's not. Good right hand from Triple G.
Man of that round.
I don't know. We see that round differently. I think Triple G.
Canelo playing a dangerous game, going on the ropes like that. Also, his mouth is wide open now. This is his second round now he's doing this.
Triple G so much more confident now than in the early going. Canelo with a body shot to get himself off the ropes. The back to the center of the ring.
Canelo's in total control right now, still doing what he wants to do when he gets ready. That's something we've never seen anybody do with Triple G. That's why I say that Canelo is giving what he wants to give. He don't have to back.
Cut this off. My bad, guys. I did test runs earlier. And it's one of the reasons why I didn't get to take my nap before the fight. And I didn't know it was going to be lagging like this. So something's happened over the last couple of days that I have to correct immediately, and it's went bad at the wrong time. So if we don't get to finish this stream, what we're going to do is tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, on Monday, you know, we're going to go into detail on everything. But while we're here, we're just going to chill, and we're going to talk about the fight. You know, we're going to chill, and we're going to talk about the fight and how I feel that Golovkin won. But I'm not, you know, see, here's the thing. I have no allegiances to none of these fighters. You know, I don't, you know, not like none of these fighters. So my genuine opinion, my genuine opinion is that, you know, Golovkin won, you know, and I've covered on YouTube hundreds of fights. I've been around on YouTube for a while now, you know, like a long time now, like seriously, you know. So I'm not a casual when it comes to watching these fights and knowing these fighters. No, the stream is not fine because usually if I show highlights or anything, it runs fluidly, no lag. And also I've had to downgrade the quality of this video. What is it? It's like 854 by 480, you know, and normally I do my live streams in 720p, and I'm able to do 720p and show live content like, you know, like we did with Mayweather McGregor. But something's happened since I've come back like from Vegas. So I did everything. I unplugged everything and plugged it back in except the modem. But I've been having issues with doing just regular videos without live stream. So something is going on I got to fix because, you know, I paid all this money for this stuff. And, you know, I wanted to be able to watch, like for us to watch the post-fight press conference live. And, you know, what happened to the Al Heyman pick behind you? Oh, I'm getting all that. You know, I'm not going to be traveling for a while. I have like some serious health issues that I have to take care of, like ASAP. You know, so what I'm going to be doing is pretty much advancing my hermit lifestyle or accelerating my hermit lifestyle. And I'm just going to like buy a whole bunch of like memorabilia and stuff. I'm actually going to make this set bigger because I want this, what y'all see right here, I want it to be like big, like, you know, and I can make it any size I want. You see what I'm saying? So I want it to be like right here and me like way the fuck back there somewhere or something, you know? And I want to have like memorabilia around it. And also I'm able to do a lot of other stuff with this, you know, to make sure that we're giving you the best possible content for when we start the podcast. And the website is active. And I had a little bit of a, you know, not a little bit. I had a big, like, awakening out in Vegas. You know what they say happens in Vegas? It's like, you know, people go out there and they get married on the fly and all kind of crazy shit happens. That was me. I've experienced it. I experienced it, and I came home, and I felt like it's like a fresh start, a new man. You know? So, like they say, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So, you know, I was really looking forward to, like, watching this fight from home because truth be told, I have like anxiety. So I really don't enjoy being at fights. I enjoy the fact that I was able to get to fights, you know, but I don't enjoy being at fights. So to be able just to watch a fight like this and analyze it, I feel this is one of those fights where you have to watch it multiple times. You know, you can't just go off of one viewing and say, oh, okay, all right. But if you look at how much pressure Golovkin was doing, and if you look at how he was able to, after a while, just start walking through Canelo punches and chasing him around the ring. He was literally chasing him, doing this little shuffle, you know, because at first he was doing it and cutting off the ring, but you can tell like he had Canelo on the ropes and he would just, you know, jab, try to go in, but he was afraid of those bursts that Canelo fights in, where Canelo would just throw some crazy ass combination. So my opinion is that in the rematch, things going to be a lot different because Golovkin doesn't fear his power. And Golovkin, in my opinion, was the better fighter and the better boxer tonight. But once again, you keep hearing how I say, in my opinion, I'm not going to shit on you. And I already know that there's going to be a lot of people, because remember, I've been doing it for years. They're going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about and you're a Canelo hater and everything. I'll point out one fact to you. I was one of those people that said that Canelo beat Lara, and I still feel Canelo beats Lara. I was one of those people that felt that Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev in the first fight. You know, and I hate to keep saying it, but I have to, because when it comes to fights like this, especially the fact that I'm not wearing a suit and a tie and all kind of stuff like that, they think that I'm part of the Nation of Domination black delegation when it comes to boxing. I don't pick boxers on the race and all that type of stuff. I watch the fights. So, like I said, in my opinion, I felt Golovkin did enough to win. Now, of course, you can go with the narrative that's circulating around right now is that, oh, Oscar De La Hoya did this because they want to milk the rematch and everything, and Canelo wasn't going to, I mean, Golovkin wasn't going to get decision over Canelo in Vegas. Yes, I believe all that to a certain extent, but my God, you got to be pissed off at Adalaide Byrd. If you don't know who Adalaide Byrd is, it's this lady. Where's she at? Bring her in there. Get in here. You get in here. You get in here. Look, I'm Adalaide Byrd. 118, 110. I'm calling it like I see it. You know that's Robert Byrd, wife. Oh, let's see if we can get the hat on her. Can we get the hat on her? Damn, I can't get the hat. You know, that's her. That's Miss 118, 110 right there. That's Miss 118, 110. Where did she get that from? Canelo was doing a lot of moving, but if you really looked at it, look like Canelo was like trying to survive shit. It looked like Canelo was trying to survive, you know? That's the beautiful and alluring and seductive Adalaide Byrd. She from Philly, I know. I know. We already got too many shit going on. I'm taking L's. You know, Meek Mills was taking some L's. He bounced back, though. He bounced back. You got Beans getting beat up. You got AI not showing up to big 3 games. You know? And we got her coming out, you know. We trying to dig out. We trying to dig out, and she pulling us back in. Oh, God, Adalaide Byrd pulling us back in. You know? Yo, listen, at one point in time, this man was cutting him. This man, listen, Golovkin, you know what? I'm sorry. Normally, like, you know, I'm working on something. I'm working on giving you guys like a nice like show where we could watch highlights and everything. You know, it took a lot to be able to get to this status where we can use this stuff, you know, and now I'm having issues because it's lagging. But basically, let me get her out of here. Get out of here, Adalaide Byrd. We're sick of you. But basically, you know, I'm able to show you highlights. Somebody said, of course, Mayweather going to say Canelo won. Mayweather said Canelo won. Of course, Mayweather's going to say that. You don't know how Mayweather is. Like, once he start hating on you, he continue to hate on you. You know, and if it's anybody that he fought before, even though he beat them all, he going to say that they beat you if they fight you, even if it was controversy. He always been like that. He always been like that. Yeah, you know, there's going to be a rematch, you know, but what if Canelo doesn't side? You know who's pissed off right now? Who's got to be? Billy Joe Saunders. Because now that just pushed his fight back. Nobody thought this shit was going to be a draw. A lot of people thought that they was going to flat out rob Golovkin. So if you think about it, if you look on the bright side, he still got his belt and shit. He didn't get robbed. So in a way, he kind of won because they could have just robbed his ass. They could have robbed the shit out of him. And be like, oh, well, Canelo. Fuck it, bro. You ain't knock him out. Whew. Calm down. Calm down, Terrell. You know? So in a way, he kind of won. You know, because they could have just put that 1 on his record. That, what is he like? What, 34-1, 35-1? They could have just put that 1 right there. They gave him that 0-1. They gave him that 0-1. You know. If you bet on a draw, you won big. Yeah, I can imagine. You know, because nobody thought that shit was going to be like that. So now, yeah, you're right. Billy Joe should fight Danny Jacobs now because now his fight, Frank Warren, the promoter of Billy Joe, was talking about that they'll fight Golovkin if we win or lose. Basically talking as if they knew he was going to lose or he was going to lose or get robbed. You know? But at one point in time, yo, did y'all listen? What was it? Rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. Golovkin was literally chasing him across. He was chasing him. Like, and you seen his whole expression change. You saw the first few rounds, he was eating some body shots, you know, and you could tell he was a little, you know, like he was respecting the shit out that power. But now, if you really look at it, with Danny Jacobs on his resume, and majority feel he won that fight. It's like this. It's like 60-40. Golovkin or Jacobs won the fight. with this fight, already it's just so much massive opinion that Golovkin got robbed. You know, so if you look at that too, you know, that's two big names on that resume right there. Controversial wins and not. Majority feel he beat both Canelo and Danny Jacobs. You got to give him respect for that, man. You got to give him respect for that. But expect for the people who didn't, never like Golovkin or always gave him bad press, they're not going to say he won this fight. Because that's going to fuck up their narrative. So what happens? Do they have the rematch in December? December's too soon for a rematch like this, right? Do you think December's too soon? Canelo was going to come back in December anyway. Billy Joe and Frank Warren was talking like they had Golovkin sealed up for December. So fuck it. Let's not let this shit linger on. I don't like how they did, even though Ward Kovalev 2 happened. Remember, we was on some pins and needles and shit like, yo, is this shit going to happen or not? But it happened when it was supposed to. You know, so with this one, December's not far away. They took a couple weeks off, and the good thing is none of these guys are cut or anything. You know, none of these guys got really beat up. They was taking tough shots from each other, but they was eating them. This was a good-ass fight. And what I'm happy to see is I was happy to see through, like, social media surveys that there was a lot of hardcore fans, a lot of, like, not hardcore, like, UFC fans were like, yo, we're going to watch this shit. Yeah, too soon. Y'all think December's too soon? But hold out till May, though? You know, who does that benefit? And then both of these fighters, remember, have HBO obligations. So who does that benefit? And we don't want it to be a situation where both of these guys take interim fights and then fight each other. Let's get this shit over with, man. This was a draw. Let's get this shit over with. Because I feel that the rematch would be different because now Golovkin doesn't fear Canelo's power. He just started walking through his punches toward the end of the fight. He just was literally walking through them. Now, of course, Canelo is more powerful at the beginning of fights, you know, but he just was just like, fuck this shit, you know? December is definitely too soon. Yeah, true. Because we in mid-September, so therefore, you know, for a mega fight, you want to have an 8-week training camp. You see what I'm saying? 8 weeks, that's 2 months. You know, so therefore, that leaves you, these guys take a couple weeks off. You in training camp, October and November, you know, and then they don't like doing pay-per-views around Christmas time. If they do it, it'd be like the beginning of December. It's always usually been like that. Remember when they had Mayweather McGregor, normally pay-per-views don't happen in that late August part, you know, but they did it because they wanted, well, Conor McGregor going to be back in the UFC in December. So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. But when would they do it? They're going to wait all the way until May? We're in September. You know, they're going to wait until May? You know, April, March. Right? January? But pay-per-views are not normally in January, though, right? And I think because of, like, the marketing, like, of after the holidays, they don't want to, like, go into people's pockets. It's something involving that. I read about it, like, years ago. I got to calm down, though, for real. What was the pay-per-view numbers for this fight? We're not going to know for another 2 weeks, if we do know, if they're ever officially released. If they're good, we'll hear about it. If they're not, we're going to hear just rumors of what they probably are. Put it at the start of April. But remember, we're still at the beginning of September, so that's still, you know, you got what? Let's not count this month, October. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 7 months. You know, I think, yeah, February. I say February, March, because remember, Golovkin versus Jacobs was in March. March is a good month for pay-per-view. You know? Yeah, that's one thing I read about that years ago. Not even years. I don't know where I read about it, about like how like certain things like pay-per-views and even like shows and movies don't usually come out, like big movies and all that type of show, like in boxing events don't usually, pay-per-views don't happen in like January because of like people's pockets from the holidays. They'll do February because of income tax and shit like that. People have some extra cash. So yeah, March. I think we can settle on March, right? That seems like logical. You know, so of course we're going to hear a whole bunch of bullshit and rumors about these fighters maybe fighting somebody else. Yeah, 7 months is too long. 7 months is too long. But yeah, that was a fucked up. It's like this. I've noticed that there's just so many people like that are saying Canelo lost. And these were people that are like Canelo fans, Mexicans. It's just like, yo, how did he win that fight? Like, he was fighting in short. He was fighting in burst. Yes, he was tagging Golovkin with some clean shit, but he wasn't landing a lot of punches. You know, and one thing I noticed is no matter what, Golovkin kept to the same game plan as far as he did become more aggressive, but he kept with the jab. He kept jabbing and he kept adding up those points. But once again, that's the same reason why I said Canelo beat Lara, because the jab wasn't enough. But it wasn't like with Lara. Lara was doing the jab and the straight left. Lara go jab, move around, jab, jab, straight left, vary it up, straight left, jab. Golovkin was varying that shit up, but he was consistent with gaining points each round with the jab. So the biggest issue card we have is you can see the 115, 113 as far as, okay, all right, we knew they was going to do that in the 114, 114. All right, controversy, it's Vegas. But then 118, 110, it's like, yo, what was you watching? You determined the fight, lady. Your card, let's bring her back. We want to talk to you, Miss Byrd. Let's talk to Miss Byrd. What do y'all want to know? What do y'all want to ask Miss Byrd while we got her here? I'm Miss Byrd. I would like to ask her, what did you watch, lady? I didn't watch the fight like I was supposed to, but I'm Adalaide Byrd. Where did you get that 118, 110 card? I cover a whole bunch of fights a year, so I was tired, and I kept passing out, and my glasses are too thick sometimes. Is it true that you probably got a check? No. Oh, God, let me stop. I'm tripping. Let's put her over here. That's her. That's Miss Byrd. That's the beautiful, alluring, and seductive Miss Byrd. You ain't never seen it before? This lady tried to scam us. Yeah, they scammed us. Why we keep getting scammed for Canelo fights? We got scammed for Canelo versus Chavez. We got scammed for this. Why we keep getting scammed? Yeah, that's Robert Byrd's wife. That's Robert Byrd's wife. And I've seen this lady so many times. You know, what was that fight? Wasn't she the referee for the judge for Pacquiao Marquez 4? When he got knocked out and Mitt Romney was there. I call it like I said. 1-8. So they wasn't bad fighters. It's just that they're not ready to be on the undercard of this magnitude. Something is going on with Lucas Batiste. You know, that they're keeping under the wraps. And David Lemieux has a shoulder injury, small nagging shoulder injury. You know? I bet she got the hell out of Dodge. You know, Vegas is really Sin City, man. I wonder if she probably was at Fatburg and somebody walked up from Golden with an envelope. Yeah, I like that. I like that fight. Like, the fight, it had, like, put it this way. I'm going to tell you how I feel a good fight is. Like, if it's a fight, like, where you're tired before it comes on. Imagine you watching a fight by yourself, right? And you tired when it's first coming on. You're like, oh, I might fall asleep on this shit. But then... you know, like, as it, like, comes on and you seeing the rounds, you get, like, more hype, like, oh, this shit is, you know, somebody might gonna get knocked the fuck out. Like, each round was suspenseful, and that's what you want from a fight, right? Each round was suspenseful. That's why I don't understand why people were so upset about the Willie Monroe, Billy Joe Saunders fight. It's like, what fight did you guys expect? I knew it was gonna be some shit like that, you know? I still was looking forward to it because I knew what to expect. It's going to be some old sweet sciencey, you know, these guys, these slick fighters trying to, you know, fill each other out. Except Willie Monroe didn't throw no punches. She like a McDonald's manager. No, she'd be the McDonald's GM. She'd be running like 3 different branches, right? She'd be running like 3 different branches, right? You know? You'll say she got paid 118, 111. It's like, what do these people be watching? Like, you got to think, these judges watch hundreds of fights a year. Now let's go look at her. Let's go look at her resume, yo. Let's go look at her resume. Now, BoxRec is like beautiful. I wonder who they have. The team that they have, they be having to type up all of this shit. So for some reason, that's the issue I'm having. Like, if you go on BoxRec, I'm going to pull it up on a big screen. Pull up the big screen. We're going to zoom in. All right, get out of here, Adalaide. We're sick of you. We sick of Adalaide Byrd. Get out of here, Adalaide. No, wait. I done fucked up. What was I doing? We gotta get rid of her. Hold on. I gotta pull up the screen again. Hold on. There we go. Oh, we can't do it that way. Hold on, you gotta give me a minute. I'm having some technical difficulties. Screen capture. And that's why you have to scream corruption to an extent, or you have to say like, "Yo, lady, are you well rested? Did you sleep, or were you out on a strip partying, getting kicked out of the MGM Grand like T Street?" So, look how many fights that these people cover. Look, she just covered one last night. You know, and then she, the David Benavidez, the Peter Quillen fight, the Gervonta Davis fight. Look, she's always covering fights. So it's like you have to ask, like, yo, lady, like, why you make this dickhead call? It's like, what's up with that? Like, I mean, it's like 118, 110. Like, you got to answer for that. It's 118, 110. You got to answer for that. Yeah, my bad. My stream's cutting off. Whatever. You got to answer for that 118, 110. It's like, like how do you come up with something like that? How do you come up with that? That's not in God's will. That's not, I be thinking like, man, do some of these judges be asleep? Like, cause you know how sometimes you'll be at work and you'll have like an important ass job, like, and you like fall asleep. Like, for example, like years and years and years ago, I was a gas station attendant. So I used to work the late shift. And one time I fell asleep and left like the fucking booth door open. I could have fucking got robbed and tied up and shit. This was back in like 97, 98, something like that. Or like, what if you like some type of nuclear person and you like fall asleep or something, like you have like these people have important ass jobs. Like imagine like you're a fucking brain surgeon, you come to work drunk. My stream keeps cutting in and out. Let me check. Hold on, let me check. Oh, it was only doing that because I had all that shit open. I'm wondering, like, maybe she had like a bad night. Maybe she just had a bad night. Maybe she just had a bad night. Maybe she was, maybe she was out there in Sin City doing she was sinning. That card is a sin. And now I'm wondering if Canelo's going to take the rematch because he didn't lose. And what if Golden Boy is like, yo, nah, he might beat you this time. Let's go another route. So in my opinion, Golovkin's got two solid wins under his belt. Danny Jacobs, I think he beat him. It was a close fight, but he beat Danny Jacobs. And like I said, look at popular opinion. Popular opinion is that Golovkin beat Danny Jacobs. Even though people say it's a close fight, popular opinion. When you do popular opinion, it's the majority. Even though it may be a close, still they believe, and myself believe, that he beat Danny Jacobs. Just like I was in the minority of people who thought that Andre Ward had beat Kovalev the first fight. But I'm not the type of person where I'm going to be like, well, yeah, I can't see how people wouldn't, say that. So when it comes to this fight, so far I'm looking, and even you guys, like we're all looking and we like, yo, like Golovkin won. So I'm a firm believer is that if you're at the fights, and I told you I don't like going to fights. Like I enjoy the fact that I'm able to get to fights, but I don't like I got like anxiety and shit. I can't be around all that shit. But when I'm watching the fights like at home and I'm watching the fights like on my big ass fucking 4K television, like I'm right here, and right here is a big ass television, and then sometimes I may have some shit on here. I'll have some fucking shit on here now, and I be really analyzing that shit. I be fucking watching, you know, like I be watching, you know. So I'll be like, you know, and then I fast forward and rewind and I pause and be seeing what shots hit, what don't. And I've watched every single Canelo fight. It's my job. I watched every single Golovkin fight. It's my job. So I gotta calm down. I have a tear in my stomach. I'm just saying, you know. It's not like the people who are saying that Golovkin won on some hate and shit. It's like, yo, like, he was chasing Canelo around the ring. Doing his little shuffle and shit, you know? And then after a while, what was this, like round 7 or 8? He just stopped giving a fuck about Canelo power. And Canelo hits hard, but if you really look at it, he wasn't hurting Canelo. Or Canelo wasn't hurting him. But once again, this is one of those situations like when you arguing with like a female, you know, they say some shit like, but Golovkin wasn't hurting him either. Okay, yes, I understand. All right, I understand. Triple G was getting backed up. He was getting backed up, but he was getting backed up from no short burst. He would get backed up and then just like keep coming back like, yeah, hit me again. You know? The second fight would be determined by who improves their inside fighting. That is true, because imagine if Golovkin would have started going to the body early and had and added in with that jab a body attack. He could have probably stopped Canelo. Imagine, because Canelo had already slowed down and started chilling on the ropes in round 5. So imagine if Golovkin had a body attack with that. He could have probably stopped Canelo in the later rounds with a consistent body attack along with the jab. And now that he's not afraid of Canelo's punches or his punching power, if he adds that, I think Canelo's done. If he adds that, if he adds a body attack, I think Canelo's done. Because we've physically seen that now. Look, put it this way. I think it's safe to say we saw it with our own eyes. Golovkin was weary. He was worried about Canelo power at the beginning. That's why when he would have Canelo on the ropes, like, he was worried about that power at the beginning. But then after a while, he literally stopped giving a fuck. He literally stopped giving a fuck. Canelo was moving a lot, but he wasn't the aggressor. Canelo was moving a lot, but he wasn't the aggressor. But either way, I'm happy, man. It was a good fight, especially if you scumbags brought Mayweather McGregor. You better have brought this. Damn, man. And I told you I was going to be mad at you if you didn't buy this fight. This fight needed to be successful. But one good thing is for sure is this year we've had some fucking magnificent fights. With getting fucking Rigondeaux, Lomachenko Rigondeaux for our last fight of the year, major fight of the year likely. This has been an excellent year of fighting. This has been an excellent year of fighting. Now, understand, Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux is the sweetest of the sweetest science that you can get. So it's not necessarily one of those fights that you have a party for unless you're around, like, hardcore fans who are going to respect it. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those fights like where you cook like a nice chicken dinner. You bake a whole, you bake a hen, maybe some Cornish hens, and maybe like some candles and shit, and you enjoy the sweet science of it. Then Wilder Ortiz. Like, we got a lot of fights coming up, yo. All the dark Mexicans hate light-skinned Mexicans. What? Where did that come from? That's random. Yeah, boxing is really, 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 really good. But we were talking about, like, if they do the Canelo versus Golovkin rematch, it can't happen in December. We figured that, February would be the best date for that to happen, right? February would be the best date. You saw it with casuals. Yeah, casuals be hype. Yeah, exactly. Big McGee. You watch Lomachenko Rigondeaux, you got to be on some chill shit and like respect it later on, and be like, wow, I enjoyed that. Let with your girl, get all sweet sciencey with her. September 2018, that's way too far. We don't want these guys. We're in September now. You're talking about a year from now. You don't want these guys fighting an interim fight. You don't want these fighters got fighting an interim fight, because the bad part about it is, on Golovkin's standpoint, is that there is a rematch clause. But how does that rematch clause factor into a draw? The rematch clause we know for was if there was a rematch clause for if Canelo lost, but not if Golovkin. So how does that factor in when it comes to draw? Because Golovkin will still be the B-side and likely make the same amount of money. Or how do they negotiate the money? For those who don't know, Canelo made $5 million. Now, this is before pay-per-view buys. This is the money that they cleared. $5 million, and Golovkin $3 million. Now, after pay-per-view buys, obviously these guys can see a whole lot of money. You know, maybe Golovkin over 20, maybe 30 or so, and Golovkin at least maybe 10, 15 or so, depending on, I'm just speculating. You know, but we know on paper, because when you fight in Las Vegas, you have to your purse has to be determined, has to be, you know, made public. GGD's interim fight to stay sharp. I mean, put it this way, Golden Boy is very good with politics. They could probably try to do that to say, okay, well, listen, so this fight can be bigger. Let's take interim fights for our fighters and then build it up, in hopes that Golovkin will slow down or somebody would beat him. So therefore, it wouldn't be looked at as Canelo ducking him. You know, Golden Boy, I've learned over the years, is very smart when it comes to like that, like political type shit in boxing. You know, so, you know, I would be surprised if they do an immediate rematch, because they're not stupid. You know, Golovkin is no longer fearing the power of Canelo. And what can Canelo do? He would have to, his conditioning would have to be better, and he would have to throw more punches, what can leave him open. Golovkin, all he has to do, truth be told, from what we've seen, is add a body attack. You know? Golden Boy is very, very powerful. You know, think what you want about Oscar De La Hoya. They are very, very powerful, even though they have a limited stable. Even though they have a limited stable, they are very powerful. I know some shit. You know, and they have a lot of money. You know, that's why September 2018 makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense for Golden Boy. And I would expect for Oscar to be like, you know, yeah, well, you know, it's a big, so we want to make sure it's right. You know, we're going to get our guys to build up the fan appeal. Yep. They're going, yep. You know, hoping somebody else beat Golovkin, or he moves up or he slows down. You know, but also Tom Loeffler and that team is very smart too. You know, but I don't think they're just as powerful as Golden Boy. I'm sorry. Yeah, Golovkin's a beast. He was walking through that shit, man. He was walking through that shit. I feel bad for him, because it's like we knew he wasn't going to get no decision in Vegas. I'm watching it, right? Before they read the cards, I had already went social media black. You know, because I was already like a round behind from rewinding and shit, maybe a round to 2 rounds behind. So I already knew. I paused it. I was doing my video, the video I did before this, and I was like, yo, they probably going to rob his ass up in there. You know, he wasn't going to get no decision. So once I heard the first card, remember the first card the first card they read was Adalaide Byrd's card, the 118 and 110. So I looked and I was like, I knew it. He ain't getting that shit. He wasn't getting that shit. But like I said, it could have been a lot worse. They could have just, it couldn't have been the draw. They could have just said, fuck you. You getting that loss, bro. Your O gotta go. They could have took his O. It could have been a lot worse, you know? It could have been a lot worse. You know, but like I said, you can see that clearly that Golovkin, biggest fight of his career, he was nervous. You know, and he was respecting that power early, but after a while, like, I like fighters who realize what they have to do and they start doing it. You know, because he just said, fuck your shots, Canelo. If you knock me out, you knock me out. He started walking through him. He started walking through him. Triple D didn't dominate. Nah, he didn't dominate. He dominated the ring generalship. No, you can't say he dominated. But however, you know, you know, he did a lot. He did a lot. You know, so I'm interested like what Oscar is going to say in regards to like the rematch and what they're going to do. Because it's not about what they're saying now. It's what they're going to be saying in the next month, because no matter what, Canelo's got to come back to HBO in December because of his contract. So they're going to, that's how they're going to, I'm telling you, that's probably how they're going to spin it. They're going to be like, well, you know, if Golovkin can't fight in December, Canelo has to obligate his HBO December fight. That's probably what they're gonna say, man. That's probably what they're gonna say. And what about Cotto? What did they promise him? What does David Lemieux fit into this? What does Billy Joe Saunders fit into this? What about Golovkin's mandatories? You know? What if Jamal Charlo tried to scoop in there? He the WBC mandatory. What if he like, hold up? No, Jamal Charlo. Like, no, we don't want that fight to happen. He got to drop his belt. Yo, hey. You know? There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of politics about to come into play. They may, listen, Golovkin may have to fight Jamal Charlo or lose his title. Or what about his IBF mandatory? Or his WBA mandatory? You know? So Golden Boy can spin it and be like, yo, Golovkin's not available. So September 2018, and Golovkin's a whole year older, and Canelo gets a whole lot more time to prepare while he fights maybe a Cotto again or David Lemieux or something. But what if he lose? As we've seen, when Golovkin has come up against competition, now Danny Jacobs and Canelo, those are two respectable names, more than respectable names. We've seen that he has power, you know, but it's not that knockout power anymore. When it comes to Canelo, what do we talk about? Did his power really carry up to 160? Those shots be looking hard and shit, but are they really hard? You know? Because look at the guys that he beat up, smaller guys than him. You know? Yeah, David Lemieux is no pushover. Delay the fight. They can delay the rematch. There's so many different ways they can delay the rematch. You know, and then when Golovkin having those 3 belts, he's got to fight those mandatories, you know. So you know, it's a complex situation. It's a complex situation. You think Canelo will win the rematch? I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. You know, I don't think so, but that's my opinion, you know. We're all entitled to it. Max Kellerman is a shill. Well, you know, when you work for HBO, I might have seen one of your vids before this fight, great breakdowns. That's what's up. Thanks. Also, please subscribe. I'm not doing this for my health. You know, we're isolating ourselves in the house for the next month. I'm going to be doing a lot of upgrades around here and like taking care of my health. You know, I've been doing like a lot when it comes to this boxing stuff. You know, I got people making fake accounts and all kind of shit. I guess you're blessed like when people doing that stuff, because it's like people like, you know, like making accounts about you and shit and getting like phone numbers and shit, like fake phone numbers and shit. You know, so we're really going to like finally like define our craft. You know, we got to take that next leap, you know. But in order to do that, we got to focus on our health. Lemieux versus Saunders. Yeah, it was actually supposed to happen. But David Lemieux has a small shoulder injury. They was actually working on Saunders versus David Lemieux, and they was going back and forth even on social media. Canelo don't deserve a rematch, but it's that rematch clause there. But how does the rematch clause factor into a draw? Because it's not a loss, you know? How do they do that? Oscar robbed you again tonight. Yeah, we got scammed twice by Canelo. We got scammed with the Chavez fight. We got scammed with this. Like, I didn't want to see no draw. I didn't like how HBO was hyping it up to myself. Well, you know, you should be happy it's a draw, especially Roy Jones. You should be happy it's a draw because we get to see it again. Yo, I wanted the definitive answer. I don't like when you do that shit. Like when it's like, you'll be happy it's a draw because we can see the fight again. No, I want to know who won this motherfucker. I want justice. The people want justice. No robbery. Triple D didn't do enough to get a clear win. I think he did enough to get a clear win with that. See, here's the thing. You're supposed to, when you're a judge, support effective aggression. He was very effective with his aggression. It's not like he was throwing a whole bunch of punches that was missing, especially during the end of the fight. He was tagging Canelo clean. Canelo was fighting in bursts. Now, I don't go by punch stats because I know it can be flawed. But even when you look at the activity, you know, Canelo was in retreat mode a good portion of the fight, which is why he gassed out or why he was slowing down. He was retreating. So if you look at who could have done more to win or who had to do the least amount to secure a victory, all in my opinion Golovkin had to do was all he had to do was go to the body more, and he could have likely stopped Canelo at the end of the fight. You know, they go to myself. Well, you know, nobody lost tonight. We should be happy to see it again. You know, fuck that, HBO. I want to know who the motherfucking won. I want to know about that 116, 110. Where's she at? I wonder if the referees like leave the arena. You know, like they give the cards and then just leave. Like, do the judges give the cards and then leave and they read the cards like 10, 15 minutes later so there's no riots? Because what is on my chin? Is that the static? That's crazy. Like what if people like start throwing beer at her? Like, boo, like when they hear. So I guess they gotta get the judges out the arena first before they read the cards. Cause I wouldn't, if I was her, I wouldn't want to be there listening to them while they fucking reading the card and shit, and all the people look at me like 118, 110, bitch. You know, have some Bud Light, straight from Vegas, $16 a glass. You know, I wouldn't want to be there. I give my card like shit. I know that shit probably ain't right. I was fucking falling asleep and shit. Let me get the fuck out of here. You know? Let me get the fuck out of here. You know? Shit, y'all waited 2 years for this fight. Y'all motherfucking, yeah, man, they got us. I definitely was waiting for this fight. I definitely was waiting for this fight. I was hype as shit for this fight. I fucking flew fucking home and shit. Expensive ass fucking flight. I was like, I'm gonna be rested for this shit. I'm not even supposed to be doing any videos of these. I'm supposed to be resting. You know, I got a fucking ulcer. I gotta go get all these tests and shit done in a couple days, man. I've been stressing, man. You know, when you're trying to get to the top, man, or at least just trying to make something happen in the world, man, you're gonna go through a lot. You know, so I made sure I was rested up for this fight. Oscar is killed boxing. Oh man, stop y'all blaming Oscar paid this bitch. You know, leave it. Then y'all is mad. Maybe she got a new script for her glasses. Maybe she left her glasses. Like maybe she got a new script. You don't think she got a new script? Maybe she need a new script, right? Do they still have lens crafters? she gotta go to lens crafters or some shit, right? Get some LASIK. Because I don't know what the 118, 110. I could see if she did like a smooth rob job, a smooth robbery, like where it was like, fuck it, I'm going to give him the 115, 113. But she said, fuck it, 118, 110 in this bitch. She said 118, 110. She said, we're going to make sure he get this victory. Right? History shows Adalaide fights the Golden Boy. I got to research that. But I've seen controversial decisions from her before. But she's judged so many big fights. So that's why, yo, my nose hairs are in an uproar. My nose hairs, my beard hairs, my nose hairs, they're like coming out, down, and then curling up. It's like weird, man. It's pissing me off. I got to cut these bitches. I keep forgetting to get the little fucking scissor things that you put up your nose with the little round piece so you don't like cut the inside of your nose. I gotta get some of those. I'm getting old. I'm getting nose hairs and shit. They be pissed too. They be curling all up. But I guess it's because see, talking about that 118, 110 card, getting my nose hairs all curled up. You know? I think 118 shows she's just a shit judge. Yeah, somebody was like, my homie Robinson was like, yo, they pulled Ocean's 14. They pulled the Ocean's 14 up in there, and Golovkin was handling that shit cool. Bernard Hopkins just said 7-5 Canelo. Of course he's gonna say that. Of course they're gonna say some shit like that. Come on, man. Of course. Of course. I do want this fight to be successful, though. I just don't like how they just said, fucking rematch. All right, we're selling y'all the rematch. I don't like that. That's fucked up. Because it's like, it makes me think like, yo, we were already hearing about them saying or talking loosely about, well, you know, if the first fight's good, we're going to do a rematch. You know? But like I said, it's a win for Golovkin if you think about it, because the people are behind him. He still got his belt, you know, and he getting another big-ass payday at the end of his career. Yeah, it was a crazy-ass ending, man. Crazy-ass ending. I'm having technical difficulties, though, so I have to have this fixed by tomorrow. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go home. Well, I said go home. What the fuck? I'm going to go to bed. You know, probably watch some fucking Lockup or some shit. Or maybe some documentaries on YouTube or something. You know, and then on Monday early afternoon. Do I go to the doctor on Monday or Tuesday? Early Monday afternoon, we're going to do like a nice in-depth stream. Because, you know, on Mondays is when all the news, the big news for the fight in the weekend comes out. Like, you know, like what was going on with Canelo's gloves, you know, like all that stuff. Like, so on Monday, we'll be able to like have like all the information from the weekend, and I'll have these technical difficulties taken care of because we do have access to watch like highlights and everything now, you know, something I've been working on for years, you know. So like I said, people give me a lot of shit, but you know, for like not going to certain fights and everything, but it's like, yo, I started my own motherfucking media company, and I keep saying the same thing, but also we've done things that are innovative than our competition by being able to get permission to bring you like highlights and post-fight information so we can have these in-depth discussions about these fights. You know, nobody else on YouTube is doing that. I'm talking about where you get to see the person, you see me, you know. So I'm sorry tonight didn't work out like that, but I had a very, very bad week, and I'm probably coming down with a cold. You know, my immune system is very low. People have been telling me to get like black seed oil. I'm gonna get some of that shit. GG is a bad man besides Rogers. GGG didn't dominate. I can't say he dominated, but he did put this. You can't say he dominated. Because Canelo, it was like this. Canelo had great points in the rounds, but he just wasn't doing enough. He wasn't doing enough. You know? He wasn't doing enough. He wasn't doing enough. And I don't see a draw. And I don't watch fights with people. You know, over the years, I've had people tell me, well, did you watch the fight with the sound off? What kind of TV did you watch it on? They're like, don't watch it on LED TV. Watch it on plasma. Or what about with the audio video cable? You take that out. You watching it in HDMI, bro? Or you got a composite video? What about files? You got the optical, you know, motherfuckers that trying to tell me, like, you know how to watch fights. It's like, yo, I do this for a living. And I don't watch fights with people. So I be analyzing shit like punches that land and don't land. But I know that there's judges, right? The way these judges judge, you got to think. They don't be like having like monitors and shit. So they can think that if you blink or if you sneeze, right? You know, or if you yawn, like, oh, you can miss some key shit going down. You see what I'm saying? Like it's human error, man. It's human error. You know, so they'd be like, you know, like, oh, well, the punch landed on the elbow and a little bit on like the side, but it don't count because it was more on the elbow than on the side. You know, so when it comes to judging fights, you really have to really be watching that shit. And it's one of those type of jobs where you have to have like, you know, I think you should be sequestered. That means when you're like, you know, like put away somewhere and you can't have no access to media or nothing like that, especially when there's so much money involved. You know, I feel you. This one of those jobs you have to be like well rested because, you know, we don't really know what these judges like, you know, what they be doing and shit. You know, like if they could just be walking down the street and somebody slide them this envelope and be like, here, you know what to do. You know? You don't know, man. You don't know. I've seen judges at events and they just so easily accessible, yo. Boxing judges are easily accessible. You can just walk up to them. Like they'll leave like the ringside and they'll come back. Like where the fighters walk out and everything, they'll come back and then they'll go to like the little media room. Like they'll be eating with, you know, they too accessible. So me thinking the way I used to think like years ago, I would think like, yo, these judges easy and shit to get to. You know, just crazy shit, right? You know? That's crazy how Canelo felt that power for real. I wouldn't say that. Because he ate. Remember that one clean right hand he ate? It was the big clean shot he ate. And his whole neck, like, you could tell that the ropes held him up a little bit. You know? You can tell the ropes held him up a little bit. Canelo, most of his shit himself, watching Gigi eat the best shots. They were like feather dusting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously, referees are easy and shit, yo. Because as I told you, like, when I go to events, I'm always there learning. I'm watching everything. You know, so when I first saw, like, how easy, like, these refs just be, like, just with regular people, you can literally walk up to a ref and be like, yo, how much you make for this fight? Take this 50,000, you know what to do. Like, you can meet a fucking ref in a supermarket or some shit and be like, oh, yeah, that's such and such right there. You'll see how they doing. You know, go take care of them. You know? So am I saying this happened with this fight? No, I'm just saying that from what I've learned, it's like, yo, these judges can be accessed. Especially when you think, like, how did you come up with 118, 110? Like, what were you watching? What were you watching? What was you watching? So I want to know what script these glasses are. What's this script? Are those did she have her glasses with her? Were those the medicine glasses? You know how they just say, like, you know, you can't wear other people's glasses because they make your eyes messed up. Is she wearing somebody else's glasses? She's been drinking some Thunderbird? Oh no, man. I don't know, man. You know. I'm just glad that the fight. I just hope that the fight is successful. I just hope that the fight is successful. I just hope that the fight is successful because I want to see, like, I just don't want them to push this rematch back. It's gonna piss me off. It's gonna piss me off if they start talking the rematch in September. That's too long, man. That's what she said. Still, it's just too far away. It's too far away. That's too far away. Who's the judge? The judge look more like a parole officer in 1984. Parole officer. May. But, okay, so they can both fight in December, right? And then fight in May. May. Canelo come back in May. But that means they would have to have an interim fight. I think we've all determined that December can be too soon. But December can be too soon. But May is not too far off because Canelo fights in September and May. But the thing I've heard, and I forgot where, and Canelo is supposed to fight on 2 times on pay-per-view and 1 time on HBO. So he's supposed to fight on HBO in December, from my understanding. You know, so I just didn't want these guys to have interim fights and probably get beaten up or something like that. But in this case, it looks like that's what it's going to have to be. You know, like, fuck it. We just might as well say fuck it till May. Fuck it. It's over. Let's stop talking about it. Because y'all know, listen, I guarantee you, shit's about to start going down with the memes and all that shit on social media. Trust me, I know that they're working right now. They're working their fingers. Give it till like Wednesday. You're going to start seeing some funny ass shit. That's when the funny shit start coming out. Like, not on like the first night usually, unless somebody really, really get knocked out. Give it till like Wednesday, right? You're going to see like, they're going to start putting Oscar and fucking Canelo together, maybe with a little bit of coke powder under both their nose, something, you know? He's not fighting in December. He already said it moments ago. Okay, all right. GGG controlled the air. Come on, man. Give the man some credit. He was putting in that work. Yeah, listen, it's going to get crazy because, you know, they get creative. So even though nobody got knocked out, wait till the memes come out. No, like, shit going to hit social media on Wednesday hard. You know, shit going to hit social media on, you know. I'm sure they already got the Golovkin, Canelo, his son. That's the first one they always do. You know, they're going to have, like, Golovkin walking Canelo, little Canelo down the street. That's always the first one. You know, they always do the father-son, you know, like with boxing, you know. So the first one. They're probably going to do some shit to deform Canelo's face or something. You know, but like I said, the people who never gave Golovkin credit before, they're not going to say that he won this fight. They're going to stick with their narrative. He did take everything Canelo had, especially at the end. He just started walking through that shit. He just started walking through it. We want the rematch in May. GG will come out guns blazing next time, not leaving it to the judges. He can't. Like, I don't think that, and I've said it many, many times, I don't think that Golovkin is afraid of Canelo's power anymore. Like, we saw it the first few rounds, he was careful as shit. He was careful as shit. But after a while, he just literally just started walking through. Remember that three-piece combination he took? What was that, like round 10? Like, he was right there. Like, he did the, he put his head down. Him and Canelo, head was, you know, against each other. And Canelo hit him with his mean three-piece. And he did not, like, he was not fazed. He backed up a little bit because of, like, the shock of it, obviously. You know, and then he just started chasing that motherfucker. You know? Yeah, I guess it's official then. They're going to have interim fights. You know, and they're going to say, well, Canelo to keep his belts. I mean, Golovkin to keep his belts, he's got to fight one of his mandatories. But you think Canelo, I mean, you think Golovkin care, though? Like, he's still undefeated. The people feel that he won. He still gets his belts, and he gets another payday. But it's all about if Golden Boy tries to stall him, you know? Because there's no rematch clause for Golovkin. There's a rematch clause for Canelo. What if Golovkin moves to 168? It could happen, because I was talking to Abel Sanchez he trains Penamirath. He fought on the undercard of Crawford Diaz. I was at that fight. I talked to Abel Sanchez, and they was talking about, like, Golovkin moving to 168. But looking at it, 168 is pretty tough. But we do know now that Golovkin's got a chin. He'll respect your power, but if you hit him, we know that he don't get hurt. When have we ever seen Golovkin hurt? So he'll take your shots. He'll respect your power, and he'll take your shots, but we know he got a chin. I think that 168 would be the cap for him. We don't want to see him at 175. Golden Boy will promote the next Triple D fight. Nah, what do you mean? Him and his promoter are really tight. Tom Loeffler has a really good reputation. Oh shit, this is about to cut off. I gotta plug this in. It's fucking charger. We're gonna be here for about another 12 minutes or so. Cause I can't do the stream like I want to because I don't have my I can't use my technology until I figure out why everything's slowing down. So like I said, on Monday, we're going to watch highlights. We're going to watch any type of interviews involving the fight that are, like, meaningful. And we might as well just move on, y'all. We might as well not even... I know we're going to be talking about it, you know, for, like, the next week and everything. But we might as well just move on, man. This shit, you know, I'm frustrated. I didn't want no draw. And like I said, I didn't like how HBO just kept saying, well, fuck it. We get to see it again, a draw. Hey! Because, you know, of course, they win, you know. Because then they have another pay-per-view fight that's already set up. War beats GGG, too much skills. Not going to get into that debate. I'm not going to get into that debate. But now Canelo was just in a tough spot because not only did he drop his belt, you know, he fought smaller fighters and then avoided GGG by moving up to 164 to fight, you know, like 164.5. That's what's that? That's super Canelo light middleweight, 164.5. And then the majority feel he lost this fight, so he's in a tough spot, you know? He's in a tough spot. Oh, now you're bringing in the WBC into the conspiracy theory? We're in a tough spot, man. Like, a draw is like a smack in the face. Like, because it's like, yo, who the fuck won? Like, even if somebody got, I think the people have been more satisfied with, like, a robbery, I guess. Because at least we could just be pissed off. But a draw, it's like, ah, man, that's fucked up. You know? Because y'all just want to get a rematch. Man. Oh, let me move this over here. And I got this charged so I can read the comments. Hey, T, what do you think about Max Kellerman putting Canelo on blast? I don't remember. even though we just watched it. Ward is just pound for pound the dirtiest fighter. Oh, here we go. Let's stop talking about Andre Ward. Let's stop talking about Andre Ward. A draw, though. A draw. Like, does that not bother you guys? Like, it doesn't bother you, though? Like a draw? You know? A draw? A rematch is great for boxing fans, but still, you know? Like I said, I've been talking about it for weeks, and I'm not the only one, that we pretty much knew that Golovkin wasn't going to get no decision over Canelo in no Vegas. He wasn't going to get no decision over Canelo, you know? He just wasn't. But, man, fucking, yeah, look at, man. 118, 110. What the hell was she watching? Making me mad thinking about it. I'm going to put her ass in a recycle bin. I don't even want her on my desktop no more. Let's look at the beautiful Adalaide Byrd one more time. And now we're going to put her ass in the recycle bin. Don't you put me in the recycle bin. I did my job. 118, 110. Canelo landed the cleanest shot. You get out of here, Adalaide Byrd. You get out of here. I'm putting her in the fucking recycle bin. Let me move this over. I'm putting her motherfucking ass in the recycle bin. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to just put her in a recycle bin. I'm going to empty the recycle bin. I want her out. Can I delete my cookies too, to show that I didn't download that? I want her existence to be, I don't want her around. I don't want her around. She might retire like CJ Ross. Nah. Somebody probably got her back. Somebody probably got her back. Hell yeah, her ass is in a recycle bin. And I emptied the recycle bin. I want to delete like my browser and download history so she can be gone. Y'all need to watch the post-fight press conference. You will respect Golovkin. Did you understand what he was talking about, though? That's the problem. I told y'all, Golovkin, you don't know what he be talking about. You know? You don't know what he be talking about? Like the media calls, you don't know what he be talking about? I be looking like, yeah, what the fuck is dude talking about? He be like, well, you know, thank you to the fans. And, you know, I fight. And, you know, people in Kazakhstan, Mexican style. Yeah. Big drummer show. You be like, okay. Max had asked him, like, what did you think of the fight? He'd be like, well, it's up to me. Abel, I thank him. We train. And thank you to the fans. Come out to see me, and we be back fight. You be like, that's what's up. You be like, that's what's up. That's why I always learned, like, if you want to ask anybody any questions, either ask his promoter, Tom Loafer, or ask Abel Sanchez. Don't ask Golovkin shit. You're gonna mess up your question. You're gonna waste your question. You're gonna waste your question. You don't have time to be fucking deciphering that shit. But however, I am glad that he is learning English and he is getting better. Remember when he told Gabriel Rosado he was going to come to his parents' house? No, he said, tell his parents I come say hi. Tell him to hide or some shit. Remember some that crazy shit he said to Gabriel Rosado? Like, said he was going to come to his parents' houses, tell him to just hide? Some shit. You know? Teddy Atlas always snapping out. But he be right, though. He be right, though. He be right, though. So we're going to be here for another 7 minutes, guys. Like I said, I'm not doing too well, and I really need to rest. I really need to start resting more. And I'm catching a cold, man. Fucking cold be the worst. I always have my air on. He's the boogeyman. At least he's trying. Yeah, at least he's trying, man. At least he's trying. Because it used to be bad. I'm talking about, listen, go back and watch his post-fight interview for the Curtis Stevens fight. He was saying some old sinister shit. You know, that's when he first, you know, came with the whole good boy. You know, like shit. Go back and watch his post-fight interview from the Gabriel Rosado fight. Some more crazy shit, you know? you know, the Matthew Macklin fight, like, you know, like he was learning, but he didn't understand like how evil and like sinister what he was saying sounded. Because he'd be smiling and he'd be like, yo, bro, what the fuck you just say to him? Did you cold killer? He was a cold killer. You know, you missed half of the fight, damn, you missed out, bro. Because the fight was the tale of two halves. The first half was Canelo mostly doing a lot of moving and just hitting Golovkin with what seemed like clean shots. And then the second half was Golovkin chasing Canelo around the ring and just walking through his shots. You know? You know? Abel Sanchez is a shit trainer. I mean, did we see him tell Golovkin to go to the body more? Like, I really feel that would have made a real big difference, like, or a bigger difference. I really felt that made a bigger difference. He's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm serious." Remember that shit? He was trying to like imitate like Curtis Stevens. He was like, you know, like, "You serious? You serious?" And then he was like, he said, "Yeah, serious." He was like, "Yeah, serious." And I was like, okay. They was headhunting. That's true. Canelo was throwing some crazy shit, especially those first several rounds. But as they should, man. Y'all not in there to play around. But, you know, we noticed, you know, Golovkin was fighting like a bitch. He was, you know, but you got to respect it, though. He was respecting that power, man. He was fighting like a bitch, though. You know? Why do numbers make a difference? What do you mean? Are you talking about like pay-per-view numbers? That's what all boxing is based around. That's what all boxing. I'm not gonna watch it again tonight. So far, I watched it only one time. And remember, I was fast forwarding watching it, but I was watching it in like explicit as detail. I'm talking about like glued, you know. And then, you know, like I'm able like to fast forward and rewind, you know. So I'm gonna watch it again in the morning, which is like normally do. I'm going to watch it again in the morning, you know, and I'm going to actually, like, tally up a scorecard. Because here's what I do. I score rounds, basically who wins 2/3 of the round. So I score by minute, you know, because it's 3 minutes in a round. I score, you know, like who won this minute, the first minute, the second minute, the third minute. Then who wins the majority, I give them that. Now, I'm not a casual boxing fan. And I feel that if I really put my mind to it, you know, I can be a boxing judge. But I feel, as I said earlier, to be a boxing judge, you have to have a real disciplined lifestyle because this is people's livelihoods you're fucking with. So you got to be well-rested, mentally stable, and you got to really take that shit seriously because you can fuck up somebody's, you know, like life, you know, if they get robbed, you know. So I'm not a casual boxing fan. I know what punches hit, what punches don't. You know, commentary doesn't influence me. You don't have to tell me nothing like that, you know. But, you know, 118, 110 is just like I'm thinking about it, and I'm looking at how much experience that this woman has. She has so much experience. And it's like, what lady? You know, somebody like her, you can't say, because I've heard commentators make excuses for judges and say shit like, you know, they probably got influenced by the crowd noise. You're a boxing judge. You should know, like, I'm not listening to this crowd. There's a whole bunch of casuals out there, you know, a punch land, or if it don't, they still gonna scream, you know, so you shouldn't have to make excuses for judges, you know, and be like, oh, you know, the crowd noise was influencing them and the judges. I heard even Max Kellerman say shit like, well, you know, the judges see the sweat fly off the boxers' heads and it makes the punches look like it was more. Judges should know that shit already, right? Judges should know not to get influenced by that shit already, right? You know, so it'd be weird. You know? It'd be weird. No, I can't never be no boxing judge. Hell no. Hell no. And also, I got a criminal record. You can't be that's one thing. You don't want nobody with a criminal record to be a judge. I'm not saying that, you know, because I am one of them people that believe that people deserve second chances, but you shouldn't, like, being a boxing judge, like, you're like, being a boxing judge, you're in charge of people's livelihoods, money, you know, their careers. There's fighters that have been robbed so bad they never fought again. You can't have a bad night when you're a judge. You can't have a night out drinking and shit and then the next day you judging a big high-profile fight. You can't have like a sleepless night, you know, fucking all night or whatever you doing. You know, when you a judge, you got to be well rested. You got to have good meals and all that. You got to be like full clean of mind and shit. You know, you got to make sure, just like Miss Adalaide Byrd, make sure she got the right glasses. She got to make sure that her glasses, and she got extra glasses that's packed days before she go to a fight. She got to have like 3 pairs of glasses. She can't have a situation like, oh, I got to cover this fight. I don't even got my glasses. How you don't got no extra orthopedic prescription script lens crafters? You know? I'm sorry, guys. I have an ulcer and I'm really, really bad. And it's like, you know, like I've been really, really having a hard time. So I can't really get too hyped. You know? I told you, these judges are easily accessible. They're regular ass people. They're regular ass people. You can run into a judge in fucking Rite Aid or Walgreens or fucking Woolworths. Is there still Woolworths cow doors? You know, fucking big Kmart. Some shit. You know, I'm like, oh, that's fucking the judge from such and such. You know? You know? Let me see if I can take care of their fucking purchase. You know? For once, the judges did good. That's fucked up, bro. The judge was high with Oscar. Yo, shut up. Leave Oscar out of this. Even though if anything went down, he'd be the kingpin, right? I stayed paying for pay-per-view T-Street after the day I won't no more. That's your shit, bro. You know, but it's like, you know, like for the people who did pay for it, a draw is a smack in the face. My nose is running, man. It's a smack in the face. I'm not gonna blow my nose on camera. I think this is the rudest thing you can do. Even though I've belched and pissed on camera before. You see my ass backwards. So you have a Woolworths in your area? I ain't seen Woolworths. I ain't seen a Woolworth in like fucking 20 years. They still have Woolworths around? The K2 Russian Mafia didn't pay enough for the judges. She's Oscar's dealer. Said she got that work. She the plug? They should bring back public hanging and Byrd should be first. Oh, God. That's no good. I don't agree with that, bro. Then that's no good. You know? That Byrd was retired. All right, listen, I'm gonna stop reading these comments. These comments are not advertiser friendly. So I can't read any more of these comments. CompuBox is nothing but two. Oh, okay. Yes, that is true. Michael Washington. That is true. You know, and I looked up, go look up the CompuBox machine. I don't want to look it up because it's going to slow my shit down. Go look up the CompuBox machines, man. Them old ass IBM, fuck them old ass IBM computers with the, you remember the big ass square fucking flimsy floppy disk? Not the little small one, you know, the ones they used to have, what's it? What was that, number munchers with the frog used to do the problems and the Oregon Trail? That's what the CompuBox machine is. This big ass, old ass looking stupid ass computer. To the point where you would think that it's like eggshell color, but it's like, it used to be like white eggshell, but it's like dark eggshell because it's like from like old and age and stuff. CompuBox is stupid as shit. What I think about Khan, Sanders calling out Khan, when did that happen? How did that happen? You don't win by missing. The 3.5 floppy. No, it's not the 3.5 is like the regular floppy disk, right? I'm talking about that big square one. Like it was like a flimsy you can use as a fan. You know? That big square was a flimsy one. You know? Playing fucking Oregon Trail used to be the shit though. Oregon Trail, my people used to always get like these fucking weird ass diseases, or we'd starve to death. We always be starving. All the kids died. We fucking eat the cattle. Then we starve or get poisoned or something. I'm curious to see how the UK fights. So true. You know what? I do need to watch the UK broadcast. I'm sure somebody gonna put that shit on YouTube. Looks like some old shit. You see some Radio Shack in the 80s. I'm telling you, yeah. Go look up the CompuBox machine, man. Go look up the CompuBox machine. You can be like, what the fuck is this old ass shit they out here? What the fuck is this old ass shit they out here using? Counting up these shots. And listen, it'd be like a little fucking keyboard. So you gotta have these people sitting there watching the fight. Like you can't blink or nothing or you miss a punch. So you gotta be like jab, pop punch, jab, pop punch, pop, jab, oh shit. No, that was, oh shit. Wrists hurting and shit. So imagine if the action heat up, right? In a fight, and you got like a fight with like Leo Santa Cruz or something, throwing 1,000 punches. You sitting like shit, you know? Shit's crazy. Shit's crazy. So that's why I say I don't go by CompuBox. It's good to use it as a tool. You know, like, okay, to get like a general, you know, like sense of things. But like I said, I've watched hundreds, maybe thousands of fights at this point in time since I've been on YouTube. So, you know, like, and that's why I just can't give these judges no excuses, man. I can't give these judges no excuses. I'm tired of these these commentators, you know, giving them excuses. Because it's like, yo, they said a boxing judge is supposed to be the biggest boxing expert. Are they not? Is the boxing judge not supposed to be the biggest boxing expert there is? They're supposed to know all the rules and the regulations and the what's and the whatnots and what not to listen to. And, you know, like, I thought it was so stupid when the WBC said they were going to come up with noise-canceling earphones for the judges. Why do the judges need that? They should know to be able to cancel the fucking noise out and go by what they see in the ring and by not the crowd. It sounds stupid. That's really dumb. You're going to come out noise-canceling earphones, wasting that money for the judges when the judges should know not to fucking fall for that shit. Stupid. You know? HBO crew, but you know, it's like it's the HBO. That's their job. Like, let me tell you, they be having the earpieces and they get shit from the truck. The truck be telling them what to say sometimes. Yeah, I watch Box X Tekka. I be having some trouble because I have a modern TV, but when you put on the English captions, man, you know, IBM. Why y'all keep putting all these old ass fucking computer names in the chat? Old ass computer names. The IBM PC 5150. You can't have your computer on and your air conditioner on at the same time or blow a fuse. You can't have the CompuBox machine and the air conditioner on at the same time or blow your fuse. You got to go to the fucking breaker box. Old ass shit. You know? First it was Lara, now Golovkin. Nah, I think Lara lost that fight though against Canelo. Just my personal opinion. Oh, y'all is arguing in the chat. Oh man, what are y'all? Come in. This is late. Oh. We're getting off in 3 minutes. We're getting off in 3 minutes. So what we're going to do is I have to fix my technology. When we come back on Monday, we're going to do an in-depth stream, and we're going to watch the post-fight press conference and basically talk about everything leading up to the fight and any new developments. Any new developments. You know, I'm upset that the fight was a draw because it's like we got no answers. Ooh, we know who won. As far as the people, we the people know who won. Who did I have winning the fight? I had Golovkin winning the fight. Effective aggression, especially the second half of the fight. Not even the full second half of the fight. I started seeing the tables turn in round 5. I started seeing those tables turn. I was cool at 115, 113. 118, see, the issue is it's the 118, 110 that determined the fight. So you have to look at her and be like, yo, lady, you determined the fight. Your card determined the fight, crazy lady. So like I was saying, I'm thinking like maybe, you know, she didn't have a prescription glasses, or maybe she, you know, was overworked, you know, because I'm sure if she's traveling around doing judges. She's probably traveling around with her husband, because his husband's Robert Byrd. You know, maybe she just was, you know, a little drunk off some peppermint schnapps. Maybe she went on a little peppermint schnapps binge. You know, maybe smoking some Capris, them little skinny ass fucking cigarettes. Maybe she's a little lightheaded. I don't know. I don't know. Canelo won like 2 rounds at best. Nah, he won more than that. But he wasn't doing much, though, you know? He was fighting in these bursts and moving around. And you had Golovkin chasing him. You literally seen Golovkin doing this shit. Like, yeah, I'm right here, bro. I'm right here, you know? Taking clean shots. Y'all think DGG team's going to appeal the decision? No, it's no point to appeal the decision because they win. Because they get another payday. They didn't lose their belt. This was like a free payday. They could have just got robbed. They could have just got robbed. They could have just got robbed. It could have easily been a 1 and not that 0-1, you know? Yeah, of course they should be happy the rematch is coming in. You know, if it comes in, they should be happy. You know, so literally it was a win for Golden Boy, a win for it was a win for Golden Boy, and a win for Golovkin's team. Not a win for Canelo, because people saying Canelo should have lost that fight. You know? So he walked away before they announced Canelo's weight. I didn't see the weigh-in yesterday. No, I watched the weigh-in, but I didn't see the full actual weigh-in. We watched the weigh-in here on stream. I was on like a plane trying to get home, like when the weigh-in was going on. T Street Canelo was having flashbacks of their sparring. He's too small for GG. Let GG fight Ward. Ward's at 175. You know, and Ward said he's not coming back to 168 for nobody. He said that multiple times. You know, so, and Golovkin's not ready for 175 yet. You know, I just don't see it. I see him having some issues at 168. Like, because Golovkin is like somewhat of a small, like 160 guy. Like, he's not a guy who blows up to 180 or nothing. And he always is around like his fight weight or about 10 or 12 pounds so off. I don't like how they didn't show the post-fight. Let me see what time we start. I don't like how they didn't show the in-ring weights. I really want to know what these guys rehydrated to. See, Canelo has a large lower body and upper body, pause. But he's got big legs, pause. You know, and where Golovkin's legs are kind of smaller, you know, and he looks a little softer. He's the smaller fighter of the two, even though Canelo's shorter. Charlo KO's Golovkin. See, no, I don't think so. Yo, y'all disrespecting Golovkin. Yo, he's now got Danny Jacobs and Canelo on that resume, yo. Y'all disrespecting him. His resume is now starting to build up to some shit. So even if you count Kell Brook for him being smaller or not, he's got 3 solid names on his resume. You know? He's got 3 solid names on his resume. We're going to be for 3 minutes. Charlo versus Jacobs makes sense. You're supposed to have Danny Jacobs back on the undercard of Wilder versus Ortiz. It's supposed to be Wilder versus Ortiz. Hold on, I'm taking my fucking shoe off. It's supposed to be Wilder versus Ortiz, Stavern versus Dominic Breazeale, and the return of Danny Jacobs. I talked to Danny Jacobs earlier this summer. What fight was that? It was the last Garcia, Bruno Garcia, and he said he's going to be back October 14th. He's not on the October the 14th card, so they're trying to get him a fight. GG is a bitch for staying at 160 his whole career. That is a very casual, very casual, and I don't even know why I even entertained reading that. That's very, very casual, especially if you don't know the politics of the sport and like how he got to this point. Very, very casual. Very, very casual. Because now he stayed at 160 and he's got a super fight, you know, staying at 160. And also, he has 3 belts that was very difficult for him to collect. It's very difficult for him to collect. Oh, man, this is going to die. So, guys, do you think Chocolatito will ever fight again? Yes. They're already talking about it, but it's all about how comfortably he can make that 112. 115 is not for him anymore. But, all right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Like I said, we'll be back on Monday. I really need to rest. I did my duty for this weekend. I need to rest or I'm no good or I'm retiring. I'm not even lying. You know, because I'm not going to be doing this, and I'm done getting sick with doing this shit. I'm done. You know, so we're going to be, you know, nice and take care of ourselves while we cover boxing. Teach Your Controversy. Please subscribe. All links to my social media right down below.